I'm going to be talking about Iris from the comics, and I know there's a lot of confusion there. That people who have watched the show and then got into the comics who can think T-Dog's based in Iris, but yeah, they're two separate characters. T-Dog's real name is Theodore Douglas, and from what we've got from the show so far, he is quite a caring character. What he's given away from himself in season 2 is that, you know, it's more like he lives in the streets. He must be part of some sort of gang or group. He tends to be very streetwise, I think, and I also think that maybe he suffered maybe racial abuse back in the world before the zombie apocalypse happened, because when we first meet T-Dog, he is in the department store when Marl gets chained to the roof, and there's a really important point to point out this early on, is that, you know, that Marl makes racist remarks at T-Dog, and he does beat the crap out of him. And I think, you know, the fact that when T-Dog drops the key and he chains the door shut and to stop the walkers getting to Marl, the fact is that when the rest of the group ran and they told, you know, T-Dog to come on, it was the fact that T-Dog paused, even though Marl, you know, was really horrible to him, and some other person might have went, no, I'm not, you know, going after you, I'm leaving you behind, because, you know, you did beat the crap out of me, you did just call me, like, you gave me racial abuse, why would I, you know, even help you? But the fact is that he pauses and he thinks about it, and it shows how, you know, he has got this forgiveness side underneath him, and he has a conscience. Even with someone like Marl, he's willing to give him a chance, and I think, you know, he's similar to Rick in that way, I think, because then again you get Rick and Marl, the confliction that was there, and that Rick goes back for Marl, and T-Dog goes back ultimately, because he can't stop thinking about it, you know, the fact that he's been left behind, and him chaining the door shut as well. He actually stopped, he dropped the key, but he ran and he chained the door shut. He was literally run down the stairs and he went back. That kind of even shows how much more, you know, T-Dog couldn't leave him behind like that. So I think that's really important evidence right there. Relationship-wise, I think he hasn't really gone close to anyone in particular. I think the only two characters that he actually really bonded with throughout the show were Jackie in season 1, even though they didn't really have, you don't really see much screen time between them, like one-on-one, but I think you see it in the CDC when Jackie says that she's staying behind. It's T-Dog that, you know, is saying, you know, you can't do this, you've got to come with us, and, you know, she's telling him to go, and I think that affects him. He doesn't obviously cry, you don't see him upset, like, on the highway. I think, you know, that sort of thing eats away at you, and I think that is something that will arise later on, and I think, especially on the highway, I think when T-Dog got left behind with Dale, I think there's a lot of, you know, he spent time with them, and they kind of, T-Dog said a lot of things that, you know, he didn't mean, because the fever, but then again, you don't know the insecurities, the fact that he does say he is the only black man in the group, and this is my point back to maybe he has suffered racial abuse in the past, and the fact that he's wary, the fact that there are two cowboys and a redneck, as he says, in the group, that he is seen as the weak one, and maybe he doesn't see that he's the less able one. And I think it's sort of restoring his faith, the fact that Dale is a white man, and maybe T-Dog's, you know, he's had conflictions in the past with people referring to his colour, and, you know, it just kind of shows, you know, Dale doesn't care, the rest of the group don't care. I don't even think Daryl and T-Dog, they're, you know, it's his brother that he was left behind, and T-Dog maybe doesn't feel as comfortable around Daryl because of that, because it was Daryl's brother, but ultimately Daryl saves T-Dog's life, and that kind of shows a step there that, you know, they don't really give two craps about what colour he is. It's nothing to do with race, because that's just, you know, stupid. He really, you know, starts, I think, trusting him a bit more, I think. Again, you see, I think, season 3, I think T-Dog will have a lot more discovery. I think there'll be a lot more character development for there. I think IroneE, the actor who is playing T-Dog, is doing a great job. I think he's a great actor, and I've seen him in The Blind Side, and I thought he was great in that. And the fact, you know, he really, it's just the eyes. I always watch this when I watch films. I always look at the eyes of the actor, and you can really see them emotions brewing in the eyes, like he's actually feeling, you know, the fact that, you know, he left Marl behind, that confliction. And then also T-Dog, I think, he's got a lighter, humorous side to him, because I've noticed throughout season 2 he kind of says like the one-liners that are, you know, gets you sort of laughing, and it kind of takes the mood down and makes it a bit lighter, you know. So I think he's good in that sense, that he has that, you know, element to him. I know there's a lot of, well, I have seen myself over Twitter and things like that, there's a lot of, let's say, arguments going around with some fans saying that T-Dog didn't get enough screen time in season 2, but I want to say, in, you know, the defence of the writers and things like that, is the fact that, you know, The Walking Dead features a lot of characters, and, you know, it would be impossible to stick everybody in each episode and have everybody develop. It just wouldn't happen. I think you get some episodes, not just T-Dog, people always seem to focus on the fact T-Dog didn't have enough screen time. It's the fact that, you know, Daryl wasn't in some episodes, Carol wasn't in some episodes, you know, Andrea, Dale, you know, Rick was always, you know, it's kind of, some episodes Rick's not like the main focus, and I think people need to, you know, remember that no character is less important. I just want to put that out there, that every character is as important as, they might be minor characters, they might not be as, you know, the head character that you get Rick, but I think every single character has a purpose, and I think everybody is important. And, you know, as you say, is it, you know, quality over quantity? I mean, you know, T-Dog, why he's the scenes that he is in, and the lines that he says, and the way he does it, I mean, I think that's worth so much more and makes an effect on you, whether he's in every episode or not. And, you know, a great actor like IroneE really delivers that, and, you know, sums up to IroneE, because he's doing a great job.